So as you can see, I have a selection of stupidly large air filters. Now, when I bought this car, it came with this one. Now, yes, it is a very large intake pipe, but it has a really small filter. And there's quite a few modifications that I'm sure a lot of you have wanted to do, and that's to change your air filter, change your intake pipe. Do you need an induction kit and other boost pipe work and intake pipe work that you can buy? So in this video, we're going to go over what you need, whether you need it, what benefits it may have, and just to give you a bit of a better understanding of what you can buy, how to do it on a budget, and some of the better options out there. Now, I'm using today a Mark 1 Audi TT. This has got a hybrid turbo on it, so arguably similar size to factory, so the pipe work is quite relevant to most. You can get the 180 models, and I'll pop some of the details down in the description for that, should you want to buy some bits. Everything I discussed today, I'll pop down in there as well, so you don't have to go searching the internet. I've done the hard work for you. So, when I bought this car, basically, it sat like this, and it sat there, which was fine, but it just flapped around, which is really annoying. Not that you can hear it because it's booming and you're flying, and you can't hear that. But from an engineering perspective, it was just annoying. So it was bouncing about. Now, it already has the oversized Badger turbo intake pipe. Now, this allows the most air to get down to that tiny, tiny little turbo the best way it can. Now, there's a few varying options. Arguably, you can only buy in red, black, and blue. I've got the blue one on here. That's just because it's what it came with. But you can buy red, black, depends on whether you want it subtle or not. The other thing is, it also depends on whether your existing one fails. If you're looking not for more performance, but your existing one fails, you may not be able to buy a brand new genuine one. So a silicone one will last you the lifetime of the car. They range from sort of 75 quid for a budget one, which won't increase performance, up to the Badger 5 one, which is about £130, I believe. And it's very good for performance. They've tested it on the dyno many times, so you can buy with confidence that that is a good one. Or you can go right up to the Forge one, which I think is about £210 today's money. So this one doesn't actually have a MAF. You'll have a mass airflow, so ignore the fact that it's missing one. But on yours, you'd have a MAF, and then it would go into the MAF, and you'd have a heat shield, which I shall grab to show you so you don't get confused or think I'm missing one. So, this came with this. This came with my Cloud 9 intake with a ram here, the big one, the big Pro Ram, and that's a really, really nice kit. Now, I come to fit this in here, which it will fit. The only issue I have is, obviously, it's a slightly different layout. So when I've got that and I put the filter up to there, it doesn't actually reach my turbo intake pipe. So I'm going to need to do a bit of modding, but I want to get that filter fitted. I did want to fit this absolute massive, gigantic bad boy one, but I need to take my battery out, and I don't really want to do that yet, because although it looks absolutely wicked, slightly overkill, but I don't really want to relocate the battery because I quite like having a standard interior. So we'll put this one out of the way for the moment. But I'm going from this smaller Pro Ram to this slightly larger one, which you can see the size difference. It makes it look a bit nicer in the engine bay. Now, if you don't want to go for the Pro Ram, there is a million different variant options. All you need to know is the measurement of the circumference of your mass airflow in which your filter will slide over. I have a whole video just on air filters, and it's entitled Is Bigger Better? I'll pop a link in the description and in the corner now for you if you want to go and have a look into details. But you can buy cheap ones, you can buy foam ones, you can buy these cotton with the metal mesh on. It all depends on what you fancy. They all do a very similar job. Some do it better, some than others. But from a perspective of letting air into the car, you'll get more air, which is better than a standard paper one. But what I want to try and do is make this, I'm going to mod this just because it's probably going to take me a few hours to get it absolutely perfect, because I need to make a pipe that goes through there that doesn't rattle. I'll probably have to weld a tab on just to hold it nice and straight, but that's the plan. Is you want to get a nice heat shield in there, get your air filter nice in there. You've got your cold air feed coming in from the inside of your wheel arch. So on a turbo car, nice cold air. Now on these TTs, you have a boost pipe, a charge pipe, which goes into your turbo, and then it goes round where it comes off from your intercoolers. Now, there is a lovely selection of these. Now, this one is stainless steel, is a track slag. That is the name of the company. And you can buy, I think you can buy it in unfinished, polished, and maybe black. I'm not 100% sure. But I'll pop a link to these. But these fit really well. There's a couple of other options. There's a forged option, and then there's a Creation Motorsport one. The Creation Motorsport one, last time I had one, didn't fit very well. So just check the reviews on that one before you buy it. But I thought I'd share it with you because it's the cheaper of the three. But they do forged, do a black one and a polished one. And they add quite a nice look to the car. This one actually reduces the track slag one, goes right round, and it only has a straight silicon joiner, whereas normally the original charge pipe has a baffle here and then has a red silicon which comes 90 up onto it, which can often fail after 15 or 20 years. So you're reducing the amount of silicon and they look slightly nicer, slightly larger, more free-flowing. So there is a benefit to it, but it does add a nice bit of aesthetics to it as well. And then you've got all the silicon hosing. Now, I'll do a separate video on silicon hosing because that is a minefield in itself. But as far as intakes go, I think it makes a massive difference on a car, whether you put an induction kit on, whether you put an air filter on, or whether you put like a cone filter with some silicon hosing, because not only are you going to increase performance, longevity, and it looks the nuts. Personal opinion, of course, the third one, but the first two, longevity, ease of use, durability, well worth doing, because the rubber ones eventually will fail. Then you're going to want to replace them with something that's going to last the time. And this is where you end up. The heat shield is nice because it stops, it sort of guides the cold air into the filter. It will probably suck in some warm air, but it is what it is. I mean, if you've got a box with a tiny little inlet here, this is going to be getting more air, so if you start boosting your car a bit more, you're going to get that performance. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, found value from it, we do have a plethora of other videos which we've already done. We've already done the VIN plastic clear renewal. We've also done the caps, all the aluminium you see, all the tricky blingy parts, and of course a fittings kit, a engine dress-up kit. So go check those videos out. Fantastic, quick, easy mods to do over the winter. You can see your own breath. I've got the heater on, it's still not helping. And it just gets you getting the car looking sweet, even if it's just some rusty bolts, or you've got a tired old airbox and you want to put a filter on for a bit more noise, a little bit more performance, and you're a bit of a nutter like me, and you just want to go out and get cold hands. It's -2 in this unit, so don't feel like I'm not working outside in the cold. It is cold. But will it on? Doesn't have to be a Parrott Bros one. Any other YouTube one can be fine. But enough of me. We'll catch you on the next one, guys. Bye for now.